ahead and start with your comfortable seat. And you can choose whichever form of seat works for you. The goal, however, is, again, that you look at your spine. You want to avoid any of this hunching. Okay? Find a way to get your shoulders and your hips in alignment. One of the best options is to have a block, a pillow, something under your hips that naturally allows the pelvis to rotate. You can actually sit here for a long time, hours and hours. Close your eyes or lower them toward the ground. Take a moment to look inside and notice your emotional state. Right now, we are dealing with the smoke of all the fires, and we have been inside for days looking out at skies that used to be blue, and they're now kind of tan orange gray, and that has an effect on you. So look inside and know that wherever your emotions are and however they change, it's okay. And then bring your awareness to your mind. Our minds are full of ideas, hopes and dreams, lists of to-dos, thoughts. These are important, but we also need time without these thoughts. So write them down, set them aside, put them in a box, and agree to get back to them later. Then bring your awareness inside your body. Notice the sensations, the twinges, the tightenings, and know that we are constantly changing. At the end of class today, you will not be the same as you are now. For the alternate nostril breathing, it helps us find balance. So go ahead and bring your pointer finger and your middle finger to that third eye between your eyebrows. Bring your right thumb to the right side of your nostril and the ring finger to the left nostril, and the pinky just tucks into the palm. Now, using that right thumb on the right nostril, just go ahead and push in slightly so that is closed off. Now you'll inhale through the left nostril. Push in the left nostril, keep it closed. Now both nostrils are closed. Release the thumb, opening the right nostril, and exhale. Inhale through the right nostril. Close the right nostril. Open the left nostril. Exhale. Inhale. Close the left nostril. Open the right nostril. Exhale. Bring your hand down and take a nice breath in using both nostrils. And out. hopefully that will help you to find balance. If you do need a tissue, that's understandable at this point, to help you even out both sides again. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and continue focusing on the breath as we gently move our bodies. Go ahead and inhale your arms up toward the sky, lifting your chin, lifting your whole body upward. And as you exhale, turn your palms outward and pulling the scapula down the back, bringing the chin downward. Again, palms up, inhale, lifting the chin, lifting the belly, lifting the chest, reaching up toward the sky. Flipping the palms out and exhaling, pulling the shoulder blades down while the pelvic floor is still pulling up, lowering the chin to the chest. One more time here. Inhale, palms are up, pelvic floor lifts, ribs lift, chest lifts, chin lifts, everything toward the sky. And exhale, shoulders down, scapula pulled down the back. Nice. Shake it out. Let's do a few circles with our shoulders. Inhale the shoulders up. Pull the shoulders behind you, and then exhale and pull the shoulders down. I'm going to turn sideways as we do this again. Inhale the shoulders up, pull them behind you, and then exhale, pull the shoulders down. Nice. Shake it out. One last time. Inhale, pull back, and exhale, pull down. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and do a seated cat and cow. So for your cat, you're going to have your arms forward. You're making a circle, like around a ball, and you're pushing your back behind you. Your belly is coming in and your head is looking down. Now for your cow, you're pulling your arms forward. You're pushing your chest forward, lifting your chin up, and your tailbone is shooting out behind you. And then exhale. Round everything forward again. When you're ready to inhale, you open everything wide. And when you're ready to exhale, you close everything. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. And release that. One of the interesting things about our body is that every joint where two bones connect and there's movement gets lubricated like oiling a squeaky hinge by moving. So if you move, that synovial fluid is created to lubricate that joint so that it's easier to move. When you have a door that's squeaky and you're opening and closing it, it's really hard to move. When you add the oil, it's easier to move. So the way we create that synovial fluid is by moving, so that then we can move more. Interesting. So I'm sure this makes sense. When you wake up in the morning, we're slow. We're like, oh, how do I get moving? You have to move, okay? That makes sense. We've seen it. We've felt it. But so often when we're kind of stuck, whether it's because we've had an injury or we've been sitting in the house for 2 weeks because of the weather or, whatever it is, we're stuck and we just like, I just don't want to move. I want to sit. And the more you sit, the less you can move. So keep on moving, whatever you do. All right. Let's go ahead into a tabletop position.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
You got it. That's right. Okay. And in your tabletop position, there we go, kind of good angle of the camera. In your tabletop, same thing. Going to start with the inhale where you look up and the tailbone is up. And the exhale where you look down, pulling the shoulders up. So this is that cat and cow, but because you change the gravitational direction, it affects you a little bit differently. So what you're doing is observing how your body feels and how your body responds as you do this motion. Every time you look upward, that's when you're inhaling. And every time you look down, that's when you're exhaling. But this is only one direction, and our bodies rarely move in only one direction. So I invite you to get creative. Do what we call disco cat and cow. Maybe you're shifting in circles, maybe you're going side to side. What you're doing is observing the sensations within your body. And when you get to those little tight places, you go, ooh, I need to move through that tight place a little bit more. So you just observe and move and breathe. Nice. All right. And then from here, go ahead and just simply push back into your child's pose, where your toes come to touch, your knees are wide, and your hips rest on your heels. Slide your hands forward and bring your chest and forehead to the ground. If you don't comfortably reach the ground, you can have a block under your head. You could also have a block under your hips. Because child's pose, while it is a resting pose, also can be a bit of a stretch sometimes. So you need to be able to find comfort within this pose. From here, go ahead and take your right hand on top of your left hand and begin to walk those hands toward your left side. Think about your right hip. It's naturally going to want to lift up forward to ease that stretch. So you're going to need to push that right hip into the right foot as you walk your hands toward the left side, allowing the sensation on the right side of the body. And then walk back through center. Put the left hand on top of the right hand. Glue the left hip to the left foot. And then continue walking the hands to the right side. Allow the sensation in the left side body. And then return back to center. Now for kind of an interesting mid-back stretch, I'm going to invite you to begin to move forward a little bit, putting the weight onto your forearms. Okay, go ahead and pull your knees a little bit closer together. So my tailbone is way up high, tailbone up, and I am going to be moving my chest toward the floor. Chest and chin if you can get them there, but the hips are directly above the knees. This is puppy dog pose, and it's going to give you a little bit of a stretch in your mid-back and your shoulders. So hips above the knees, chest toward the floor, and then breathe. When you're ready, go ahead and push on up out of that into a standard tabletop. So again, my hips are above my knees, my shoulders are above my arms. And we want to work with those shoulders a little bit. So first we find strength in our tabletop. We lift that pelvic floor, we hold the belly tight, we push with the shoulders so that we're strong. Now the left hand is going to stay where it is, the right arm is going to come up to the side, and I'm going to twist, not just the shoulder, the whole body up toward the sky. And then on the exhale, I'm going to bring that right arm down and under the left arm, perhaps bringing the head and shoulder all the way to the floor, and then looking toward the sky over the left shoulder. And then you get to choose. On each inhale, you could come back and reach toward the sky. And on each exhale, you could tuck under. Or you could decide, oh, I love this upward pose. It feels good to my body. Or you could decide, oh, I love this bottom portion of this pose. It feels good to my body. If your body needs to stay in one or the other sides of this, please do that. If your body likes to flow with the breath, please do that. And when you're ready, return to the tabletop position so that you can switch sides. Again, you'll be deciding how you want to do this. If you want to stay in the upper side, the bottom side, or flow with this. And when you're ready, return to your tabletop position. From here, I'm going to ask you to take your right foot and bring it up by between your hands. Good, good. Now I want you to just get your body used to this. So what you're going to do is you're going to lean forward. You might walk your hands up onto the fists. That helps me give a little extra space. And I'm just going to begin leaning forward. And then I'm going to lean my weight back. And as I do, I'm going to straighten that front leg a bit. And I'm going to go back and forth, walking your hands as you need to. Forward, and go as far forward as you can. You can even go up onto the tiptoes of your back foot if you'd like. And then drop that knee and explore going back as far as you can, straightening that front leg, letting your body get used to this. Nice. All right, come to stillness kind of in the middle of this and walk your hands up on top of that front knee. Good. So from here, if your back knee is uncomfortable, if you need more cushion, feel free to put cushion underneath there. What we're going to be doing is keeping your body up. So I'm not leaning the body, keeping the body upright. I'm simply sinking forward and down, pulling that left hip forward to increase the stretch in that left hip flexor. And as always, you can have those blocks on either side if you would help you with your balance. The goal here is to pull the left hip forward as you slide forward to get that sensation in the front part of that left hip flexors. Is everybody feeling something there?
Yes.
Good. All right, go ahead and push back. Bring the knees together. And then bring the left foot forward. So Ellen, I think you have blocks, don't you?
No, I just have these firm pillows.
Oh, okay. Just, I was going to say, if you can raise up on top of something, even those firm pillows under your hands, I think it's going to help you find this a little bit easier. Okay, so when you have the left foot forward, again, you're going to begin to explore. So you're moving your weight forward and backward, and you can move your hands forward and backward also. And as you go backward, you're straightening that leg. Forward and backward. Slowly, with awareness, just observing how your body reacts to this.
And again, books, Ellen, maybe you should pick some out to be a block for you.
Actually, that's a good idea, yeah. Encyclopedias are wonderful because they're hardcover usually.
You want some?
We used to have the entire encyclopedia set in our living room because, you know, we didn't have the World Wide Web, so you were always told, oh, go look at the encyclopedia. But it was always 10 years behind.
That's how my husband learned. He read all the encyclopedias when he was a kid.
Yeah, my dad too. All right. So after you've done this movement back and forth several times and you've got your body kind of used to this, what we're going to be doing again is going into that deeper lunge where you lift your body up. Now you're going to think about that right hip. It's going to naturally want to pull backward because you want to release that. But I want you to think about pulling that right hip forward so that you feel this in that right hip flexor. If you would like, you can turn your back toes under and lift up that back leg. That's going to increase it. If you lift your body more upright, that's going to increase. Lots of different ways to get this. Breathing in and breathing out. Nice. All right. Let's go back to our right leg forward. Now this time, we're going to be focusing on the hamstring. So you can just slide that right leg forward, more so than pulling the hips back further. So we want to straighten that right leg. And when the right leg is straightened, and you can be way up high, wherever you need to be, once that right leg is straightened, you should start to get a sensation along the back side where the hamstring is of the right leg. And then you can begin to bend forward. And again, those blocks can be nice, especially if you're way up high. But you can begin to lengthen your body and bend over that right leg if you're able. Looking for that sensation in the hamstring. If your leg is bent, go ahead and try to come up higher to get that leg straight. There you go. And then again, something on your hands will really help with the balance. Yes. And then again, you can work toward the bending. So this is Hanumanasana. This is half split. You're working on that back leg, back of the front leg. Nice. All right. If anybody's finding this super, super easy, what you're going to do is increase. So I'm keeping my hands on both blocks. Really, keep your hands on both blocks so that I can push in with this and keep the weight up off, and I can work toward a full split. Another way to practice. I'm not in, I'm toward, right? Another way to practice this is to put that block under the hip. Okay, so again, I'm supported with that. And you can find whatever angle you...
And I'm jealous.
Well, if I would work at it like for real, maybe one day I could actually do a full split where I'm resting on the floor, not just pushing it with my hands going, please don't hurt me, right? Okay, bring the right leg back so you have both knees down. Bring the left leg forward. Again, see if you can find length in that spine, and these blocks are fantastic. Begin to straighten that left leg. And this could be it. This could be, you know, you're on one knee and you've got, maybe you even have a stack of blocks, okay? And I'm just pushing into the stack of blocks and I've straightened my left knee, and this could be your entire stretch. Wherever you're at is fine. You're looking for sensation along that back of your left leg, okay? If you're able, then you begin to lean toward that straightened left leg. So inhale, come up slightly. Exhale as you lean toward the left leg. Sensation on the back of the leg, that's what you're seeking. Think about that right hip. It's going to want to open, and you want to pull it forward again so that you're getting the most benefit. Breathing in and out with this. And then again, if you would like, and you'll see I'm way up there. I'm not on the floor. You can slide forward if you'd like. And I'm pushing into those blocks, really lifting so that I can allow the gravity to work without risk of hurting myself. So find your best version. All right, and then coming up out of this. Nice. Find your child's pose where your knees are wide, your hips are on your feet, which are touching, and then you walk your hands forward, bringing your chest or your forehead to the floor. Maybe pushing with these hands a little bit to help you push your hips back into your heels. And then find relaxation, breathing in and breathing out. Take one more nice breath. And when you're ready, push up out of that. One of the things we have been working toward is learning our sun salutation, and we're just doing sun salutation A, and we're doing it relatively slowly because we're just getting used to it. But all this leg work that we've done to open our hips and our hamstrings and our hip flexors, that's going to help us be a little bit more effective in our sun salutation. So let's go ahead and come to standing. I'm going to try a sun salutation. Here we go. So when you're standing in your mountain pose, you've rooted your feet to the earth, and you can have them hip width if you prefer. That's just a little bit more stable, but do turn your toes forward rather than out. So toes forward, pushing the feet down, lifting the kneecaps, lifting the pelvic floor, pulling the ribs together, setting the shoulders down, and the head in alignment with the shoulders. Taking a breath in and a breath out. And as we inhale, we'll raise our arms toward the sky, and we're lifting our chest, lifting our chin, lifting everything up. And then as we exhale, our hands come out, our palms are down. We can bend the knees. And we keep that long, flat spine. Just begin to bend forward. Keep going, all the way till you reach the floor or blocks or hands on the knees, above the knees, on the thighs, wherever you are. And then just release here for a moment. Hang out. Allow gravity to pull you. It's important that you have your hands feel supported. If you're just holding yourself here, you're resisting and your body will not release. Your hands need to be on something, whether it's the floor, your legs, the blocks, so that your body will release. And then when you're here, I want you to explore. Put the weight on your heels and lift up your toes. And then do the opposite. Put your weight on your toes and lift up your heels. And then go back and forth a little bit with both directions, toes and heels. And notice how much weight you put into your hands as you move back and forth, putting the weight on your toes and your heels. Finding the joy in this forward fold. Now, everybody put your hands above your knees and lift your spine until your spine is flat, long and flat, no round, no curves. Good, so that's our inhale. Exhale, we're going to just slide down your legs to the floor again. Nice. For your next inhale, I want you to find a plank. And you can have your knees down, that's totally all right. Knees down, good. Inhale, lift. Lift your pelvic floor, be strong. When you exhale, have your elbows touch your ribs as you move your chest forward down to the ground. And then release. Good. Inhale, pull your chest through, pull your elbows back by the ribs, tuck your toes under, lift back to the knees, and then up and back into your down dog. In your down dog, push strongly through every finger of your hand and around the palm. Bring the elbows around and forward. Separate the shoulders. Lift the pelvic floor. Push your hips up toward the sky and the heels toward the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend your knees, look forward, take your right foot off the ground. You can extend it behind you if you'd like, and then you can bring it all the way up, grab it as you need, adjust it, pull it up there between your hands. Good. Remember that hip stretch we were doing? This is going to help you. There you are. Good. All right. If you would like from here, keeping your feet where they are, lift your body up. Good. Inhale, the arms lift high. Nice. Exhale, leaning forward, leaning forward, leaning forward, leaning forward, bringing your hands to the floor. Bring your left foot up beside the right foot. Release your head, support the hands wherever they are supported. Bend your knees a little if you need to. And then as you inhale, I want you to slowly rise to standing. Looking up between your hands, bringing the palms together and sliding the palms down across your face to your heart center. Nice. We'll do this again. Inhale slowly, raising the arms up. Exhale. As you bend forward, swan dive. Nice flat spine as far as you can. Bend your knees when you need to. Bring your hands to wherever they reach. The blocks, the floor, the knees, wherever they reach. Release the head and enjoy the sensation of this forward fold. Inhale. You're going to come halfway up. Put your hands above your knees. Lengthen your back. Exhale. Bring those hands down again and find your way to your plank. You can have your knees down. And when you are ready, exhale, bringing your elbows to touch your ribs, bringing your chest forward and through. This is your chaturanga, all the way down to the ground. Inhale, pulling your chest through and up, tucking your toes under, using your knees to go up and back into your down dog. Find the strength in your down dog. Push through all of your fingers, the base of each finger, and the edges around the palm. Widen the shoulders and bring those elbows around like you're scooping the laundry. Tailbone up toward the sky and pulling back. Heels toward the floor. When you're ready, you can look toward your hands, bend your back leg, bring your left leg up, and then bring it up between your hands. You can grab it and pull it up. Left leg forward. Nice. Again, you can feel that stretch. You can think about your right hip that's going to want to pull back and open to release this. Just pull it forward. Good. Then you can bring your hands up to your left knee. Bring your body up straight. Inhale, your arms raise. And as you exhale, you're leaning your body forward at an angle over your leg, bringing the arms down to the ground. Bringing your back leg forward to meet the front leg. Releasing your head, relaxing. Bending your knees a little bit. And as you inhale, rising up, extending your arms, looking toward the sky, bringing your palms to touch, and then dragging your hands down across the front of your face to heart center. Inhale, exhale. Release the palms. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Close your eyes if you can. You can have your feet apart for wider stability. And breathing in, breathing out. Enjoying the sensation of that deep, clear breath. Feeling your heart beating, moving that blood, the oxygen, the energy, and the life force moving in and out, through you, all around you. Re-centering, stabilizing. enjoying the sensations of your body and the knowledge of the strength within you. Well done. Go ahead and come back down to the floor. All right, Heidi, since we were talking about double pigeon, we'll start with double pigeon. Go ahead and have your right leg bent so that the calf is parallel to the short edge of your mat. So it's not tucked up way close to your body. It's going to be out here more than what you think. Good. Bring the left foot on top of the right knee. And again, it's going to be a little further away from your body than you think. Flex both feet. Yes, having the bottom foot fully extended, the bottom leg extended, is a great modification for this, because it doesn't always work here. And it's quite common to be kind of stuck like this. You know, that's okay. You are where you are. But one of the things I love about this pose is that gravity is really helping you. And you don't have to consciously work and consciously do anything. You just let this be. Keep your feet flexed and let it be. And while double pigeon is doing its thing for your hip over here, let's go ahead and do some arm motions. And I think we'll even do some twists. So go ahead and inhale the arms up. And as you're ready, on the exhale, I'm going to turn toward the left leg and lower the arms down. But when I do this, watch out for that slouch that happens. I'm going to inhale and lengthen the body, pull from the pelvic floor up. And on the exhale, pull that belly toward the spine, and you can increase your twist a little further toward your left side. Nice. And then when you're ready, inhale, raise your arms and come back towards center. And on your exhale, we're going to be twisting toward the right. Again, on the next inhale, lengthen that body even more. Lift, 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 lift. And on the exhale, pull that belly toward the spine as you can increase that twist. And when you're ready, raising the arms, returning towards center. And on the exhale, lowering the arms. All right, you've been sitting in double pigeon for about 20 or 30 seconds. Hopefully it's starting to release a little bit. Maybe that knee isn't quite as high as it was. Good job. Go ahead and switch sides. So the left leg will be parallel to the short edge of the mat, flexing the foot. The right foot will be on top of the left knee, again, flexing the feet. Good. Now you're going to have that sensation in that right hip. Now you could have it in both hips, by the way. Just depends on your body and what is tightest. Good. All right. This time, let's take our arms out straight to the sides and bring the right arm under the left arm, crossing them. You can bring them back and just give yourself a little hug, bending both elbows. And then when you're here, go ahead and tuck your chin in toward your chest, toward your sternum. And maybe raise those elbows up just a little bit. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Release the arms. Shake them out. This time, take the left arm across. The right arm on top of it. Go ahead and bend those arms and hug yourself. Walk those fingers back, because now that they're there, you can walk them back a little further to hold on more. Lower the chin toward the sternum, and maybe lift those elbows toward the sky a little bit. Feel the sensation in the back of the shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Release your arms and shake them out. All right. Notice the sensation in your hips. Notice how they're feeling. Could have changed a little bit. And then release those. All right. So we're going to also go into a regular pigeon. So have those blocks or those books or those bolsters or blankets, whatever you want, on either side of your mat. I'm going to have you start in that tabletop position. So this time I'm going to bring my right knee forward, my hands on the blocks, and I'm going to begin to wobble my left leg back behind me further. So there's a little bit of space to walk my right foot over toward the left side of my mat. Now, I'm going to turn these blocks up on their tallest setting. And I want you to use the strength of your arms and push into these blocks and lift your body. And as you lift your body, instead of being, kind of halfway here, you'll be able to walk these blocks back further as you lift your body straighter and straighter. There you go. Now watch out for these shoulders being up by your ears. Pull the shoulders down even though you're pushing in. There you go. Good. Now, look over your left shoulder, back at your left foot. It's probably out too far. I want you to pull that left foot, wobble it over so that it's more centered behind your back. That's going to protect your knees. We don't want to put undue pressure in those knees. Okay, inhale and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Push into those hands. Lift the body up, 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 up. Now keep as much up as you can and begin to walk that back foot a little further behind you and lower the body straight down. You might one day discover that the left thigh touches the ground. Whoa. It'll happen eventually. From here, you're going to go ahead and push into those blocks, lifting, lifting, lifting. And you could stay here if you want to continue working from here, or you can set the blocks aside. Again, think about your left hip, which wants to open, and pull it forward. So the right hip pulls back and the left hip pulls forward. Inhale, lengthen, and then begin slowly to walk forward. Perhaps resting your forehead onto your hands. And then breathing. If you ever get sensation in either knee, come out of this pose. Do not allow sensation in your knees. Sometimes we just enter the pose wrong, but if you persist in that pose with that sensation, you can cause damage. Do not let that happen. But if you have entered this well and the sensation is just, pulling the hip, then you're feeling good about this and you can breathe and relax into this pose. It's one of these tricky poses. When I enter it well, I want to stay here 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. When I enter it poorly, I'm like, oh, I got to get out of this now. Like, not even a second. I'm like, just get out of this. So it's a tricky pose to enter properly. But when you are here well, it's lovely, and you breathe and you release. Go ahead and push into your hands and begin to lift your body. Go ahead and push the right hip to the floor and tip over to the right side. And then you can bring that back leg forward, coming out of this. Good. All right, so now it's time for the left side. So we started in our tabletop. We started with the blocks under our hands, and we brought our right foot, so we're going to bring our left foot, knee forward this time. Bringing the left knee forward. And now the right foot is going to start wobbling back behind you. Good. Now, these blocks, if they're far out, they're not going to help you very much. Bring them really close into your body. It's going to be easier. Yeah, you need the support close in. All right. So as I'm walking that right foot back behind me, I'm lifting my body, pushing into my blocks. Now, notice how my right hip starts to open backward. I'm going to have to consciously pull that right hip forward. So it wants to turn this way. I have to pull it forward. All right, good. Now, pushing into these blocks to lift the weight. I'm going to turn your head over your right shoulder. Look behind you. That right heel is typically out too far. I'm going to wobble that foot so that it's more behind your back, more centered. Good. Now again, continue to push in these blocks. Get that experience of lifting. And you can begin to wobble that left foot toward the right side more. Again, this is a process of lifting to allow yourself to sink. Okay, lift, pushing into the hands, and then walk those toes behind you. Knee, toe, walk that leg back. As you lift and sink and pull that right hip forward. You'll know when you've gone as far as you can possibly go, and that's fine. Now you could just stay here. You could keep lifting because this is fantastic. There's so much going on here. So feel free to stay there. If you would like, you can set the blocks aside, pull the right hip forward, and begin to lower yourself down. So perhaps having your hands stacked or a block for your forehead, and finding relaxation in this pose. Think about that left hip pulling back behind you and the right hip pulling forward. And then breathing in. If there is any sensation at all in your knees, immediately exit this pose and then gently re-enter the pose. But as long as the sensation is just in that hip, then you're doing fantastic, and simply enjoy this pigeon. Breathing in and breathing out. And when you are ready, begin to put weight into your hands, lifting your body up, moving your weight onto that left hip, bringing the right leg forward. We've already done double pigeon, but I find it's a great transition just to go to double pigeon when you come out of that. And lying onto your back. My knees are bent. My feet are flat on the floor. I can lift my left foot and place it over the top of my right knee. Going into our figure 4 pose. Lifting the right foot off the ground and pulling that toward the belly. Reaching through, grabbing the right leg and continuing to pull in, working with that left hip. And if you'd like, you can use your left hand on the left knee to push the left knee away as you continue pulling with the right leg to pull the left ankle toward the belly. So just work with this for yourself. Find your best sensation. And breathe in and breathe out. And as you're ready, set that right foot down to the floor, uncross the left leg, and then switch, picking up the right foot from the floor, bringing it across the left. And when you're ready, lifting the left foot off the floor, bringing it in toward the belly, reaching around that thigh, continuing to pull. And if you would like, you can use your right hand to help push your right knee away while the right foot is pulling inward. It's up to you to observe the sensation and determine what is working best for you. What gives you enough sensation without too much sensation. And then breathe in and breathe out, knowing that you are continually changing moment to moment and day to day. So try not to have those expectations of being the same, because you're not. Each moment you will be different. Each day observe anew and do what you need in that moment. And when you're ready, release those legs down to the floor and decide what your body is needing right now. Do you need a full body stretch where your whole body is one long line like a pencil? Or a banana asana where you're twisting from side to side with your toes and your hands? Or maybe you wanted a happy baby. It's up to you. What is your body asking for? Or a Supta Baddha Konasana. doing whatever your body is needing right now. And when your body is ready, extending your legs so that the heels are about mat width and the arms are about 45-degree angles. Finding your Shavasana, your rest pose. Getting ready for your meditation. In your meditation, tighten your entire body. Your toes, your heels, your calves, your hips, your belly, your shoulders, your fingers, your face, your nose, your ears, the top of your head, and hold everything tight. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and release. Whoosh. What a wonderful feeling to experience the release. Take a quick survey of your body. Notice that you are not the same as you were. Be aware of this constant change and know that you are capable of dealing with whatever changes come your way with strength, integrity, and love. For now, let your body relax. Let the mind be still and enjoy a moment of silence. And when you are ready, knowing that you are strong and capable and filled with love, bring yourself to this space and this time and to a seated position of comfort. So when you get to your seat, bring your hands together at heart center and know that you are beautifully and perfectly, imperfectly made, and that the light that is within me honors, sees, respects the light that is within you. And so we share. Namaste.